Welcome back. To bring continued awareness to the 16 Days of Activism, the OYO Dance Troupe will be showcasing a performance of dance and film tomorrow in Okahandja, themed Love Should Never Hurt. Now, in addition to this creative display, there will also be free health services offered to the community. To provide more context and fill the gaps, we're now joined on the line by creative genius Phillipe Talavera, founder of Ombetja Yehinga Organisation. Phillipe, good evening and thank you so much for joining us this evening here on the Daily Roundup.
Yes, good evening.
Phillipe, to start with, tell us, what inspired this theme, Love Should Never Hurt, for this year's performance around the 16 Days of Activism against gender-based violence?
Because personally, I think it is obvious. Love should not hurt. It doesn't make sense that we are in a relationship with someone and that relationship is hurtful. I think if we are in a relationship with someone, it has to be out of love, it has to be out of respect, it has to be out of shared responsibility, but it does not have to hurt. So if the relationship hurts, then something is wrong.
Phillipe, how does this art form, combining dance and film, help communicate the message about gender-based violence?
Look, I think when you talk about gender-based violence, especially if you talk about gender-based violence in a more formal setting like a classroom or a conference, you have a lot of figures and a lot of data, but they don't mean anything. When you watch a dance troupe or when you watch a movie, then you can relate to the characters on stage. You can relate to what is happening. You can feel what the person who is abused is going through. You can feel what the victim is feeling. And then you can really reflect. And I'm strongly believing that if you feel, then if you touch your emotion, then you can react. And if you can react, then hopefully you can also change.
Well, anybody who has seen the OYO Dance Troupe perform knows that they give really striking performances. So talk to us about the creative process behind putting this specific performance together.
Look, whenever we create a performance, we try to create it out of fact and out of story. So sometimes we get inspired by an article in the newspaper, for example, something that is being reported and that touches us. Or sometimes we react to a story that we know of, something that has happened to a neighbor or that has happened to someone we know of. And we take those as starting points. And from there, we devise a story, we devise movement, we try to think about what message we want to give, and we work around that until we finalize it.
Beyond just raising awareness around gender-based violence and, of course, the 16 days of activism, Phillipe, what impact is it that you hope this event will have on the community in Okahandja?
Look, I think Okahandja in particular had traumatic stories this year. They made the headline earlier this year when young girls were victims of gender-based violence, and it was quite dramatic, and I think everybody reacted very strongly to those terrible cases. So what we hope to achieve as well is maybe give a little bit of a sense of closure, that, it has been a bad year, but let's try to do better next year. Let's try to all take responsibility and a shared responsibility for ensuring that our communities are becoming safer for everybody.
Yeah. Well, the event will also be coupled with, offering free health services. That's including HIV testing as well as counseling. Why is it important to include this alongside the performances?
That's a good question. Look, I think in terms of OYO, we are very good at mobilizing community. We arrive somewhere, we run in a place like 5 branches in Okahandja, we start playing music, we perform, and people come because they are attracted by the music, they are attracted by the movie, they are attracted by what is happening. So they come and they look at what is happening. But of course, it's good that they come and it's good that they interact with us, but we can go beyond. And the idea of offering a service like a mobile clinic, HIV testing and basic health services is to offer more to the community. you know, if you come and you watch us, then you can also benefit from free services, and that's a benefit for you. So we try to combine it to make it as useful as possible so that the event can be as impactful as possible.
Well, just lastly, Phillipe, for those who are watching tonight and who might want to support your mission or get involved, talk to us about how they can do so. And of course, we know it's happening in Okahandja, but what time does it start and where exactly in Okahandja will it be taking place?
Sure. I mean, first, tomorrow is Okahandja and is a starting point of our 16 days of activism. After, we are going to visit communities such as Uzakos, Omaruru, Karibib. We're back in Windhoek as well, in Chomwize and in Katutura. We'll be in Ketmans, we'll be in Rehoboth. So one thing that the community can do first is to follow up us. And whenever we are, they can come and attend the event and support the event. If people are interested in supporting us more in depth, for example, financially or with in kind, or just to be volunteers for a project, they can always contact us at info@ombetja.org, or they can follow us on social media. We are very active, especially on Facebook. So they can follow the OYO page on Facebook, and they can contact us via Messenger or by letting a comment on our posts. But sure, everybody is welcome to join us. Everybody is welcome to support us. And actually, we do need support because we are an NGO. So everybody who feels strongly that they want to contribute, please do contact us.
Mr. Phillipe Talavera, thank you so much for joining us here on the Daily Roundup. It was lovely speaking to you, and all the best with tomorrow's event.
And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, there you have it. The Okahandja community can expect the Ombetja Yehinga Organisation, a dance troupe, very well-known troupe, in Okahandja tomorrow, as they are bringing awareness to the 16 days of activism towards GBV. And of course, there'll be the dancing showcased, as well as some other creative activities happening alongside some services that they'll be bringing closer, health services closer to the community as well.